Lori with Rocky & Co. Crafts. Thank you for joining me. Today's video, I actually want to put together just a little project in celebration of Independence Day in the USA. I mean, that's right around the corner. July the 4th is our Independence Day, and that's when we celebrate. So these little coasters, they're just the little tiny 50 milliliter. And what I want to do today is I have some material. This is just cotton material, very patriotic. And I cut out a couple of squares. Ooh, I got some down in there of the material. Now I think I want to do just one with this material. And I did treat this with Mod Podge, and I will link the video that I put together as far as how to treat and put pictures in resin, because basically it's the same sort of technique. And in the other one, I just have, it's just like cardstock, but it's like a confetti. Also red, white, and blue. There's stars. There's all kinds of little stuff in there. So I want to see how that works in this one, because it is cardstock. It's not treated or anything, and I don't even know how to treat that. It's so tiny. But first, what I have done is I've mixed up 40 milliliters of resin, and I have used a little bit of white pigment paste in there, because I do, you look on this side of the material, I really don't want that one that shiny showing through. So I want to back each one with white. And this one I'm going to do a little bit different, but this one, let me move that so I don't accidentally get anything on it. Let me get this little stick out of here and get my bigger stick. And on this material, I did cut just a couple of pieces off and tested them. One I tested with the Mod Podge paste, and the other was with the spray, and they come out pretty much identical. So if you don't know how your material is going to behave, I would recommend giving it a little test. All right, let me see if I can kind of get half and half in here, or half in this one, and save half for the other one, because I want to do something a little bit different for the other one. I just want to make sure I'm going to have enough to cover the bottom. I don't want it real thick. I just want a thin layer. So let me see if I can't get that scooched around. I just want to make sure I have enough. Just enough to layer the bottom. And I'll get my dotting tool in here in just a minute just to check for bubbles. I just want to make sure there's enough resin in there. All right, I'm going to let that settle down a little bit. It may need a little bit more. I'm going to put just a little bit more in here. Sorry, guys, I'm putting my hand in your way again. All right, now I'm going to let that settle down, and then I'll come back in with the dotting tool. And what I plan to do is I'm going to actually let the backing set for 3 to 4 hours, just like I did in the video when I was putting the pictures in, so that it's nice and tacky before I try to put this one in. This one, if it sets about as long, I should be able to mix some of this with some clear and get that put in. I guess we'll see when we come to that. Anyhow, for the rest of this, for this one, the one I want to use the confetti on, I actually think I don't want it just white. So I'm going to see if I can't add some glitter. It'll either show through or it won't. We'll find out. Let me see if I can get this lid off and carefully get some glitter in here. And I kind of want a lot. This is a really pretty blue glitter. And And let me get a little red in there. We'll give it a stir, put it in here, and see what we end up with. Hopefully just a red, white, and blue montage. Oh, come off. Get a little red. All right, let me set that aside, give this a stir, and put it in. Again, one of the things I just absolutely love about resin is the fact that you can personalize things. I mean, like these are like for the Independence Day, 4th of July in the USA. If you wanted to, like for those people who have barbecues or cookouts or just people over for festivities, you could put names in these after you're done pouring, put the names in them and use them as placeholders at the table. Just a thought. And you can do that basically with any holiday. Let me see if that red, white, and blue is not showing up near as well as I had hoped in here. But we're going to still see what we end up with. Let me see if I can get the last little bit out and hope I have enough. Let me see if I can get that spread. I sure do hope that's enough. At least enough just to put a thin coat on the bottom. And yeah, there's quite a bit of glitter on there. I'm hoping that it looks a little more red, white, and blue when it cures. Right now, it kind of looks purple because red and blue make purple. Let me see if I can't get that just to spread for me. And then I'll take my dotting tool around. It looks like it's going to cover all the edges. And that's what I need for it to do. And these take, I think I already said it, but in case I didn't, about 50 milliliters. So if this is approximately 20 each, I should be able to. On this one, I'm thinking, I may come back in later and dome it. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Let me go ahead and get my dotting tool. Can carefully go around the edges. Just because I don't want any bubble pits. All right. Well, I'm going to let it set for 3 to 4 hours. I will check it after a couple of hours. I'll start checking it on the regular. I want it thick. I don't want it too thick. I don't want it too thin. So I just want it thick and sticky so that when I place the material on, that it won't sink. I don't want that to sink up underneath the resin. And then on the confetti, I will probably pour a little bit of clear and then put some confetti on. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyhow, I'm going to let this set for a few hours and I will see you shortly. It has been approximately 3 hours and it appears to be pretty sticky. Ooh, I've got a fuzz in that and I'm going to make a mark. I think I got it. I hope it's sticky enough. I mean, it seems to be pretty sticky. The first thing I think I want to do is I'm going to try this first. It may or may not work. Let me just put a little bit of that confetti out there and just try to carefully place them all over the oh, that didn't fall where I wanted it to. All over the coaster. These are stars. I also have, I don't know what these are. The white's just not showing up, is it, y'all? Let's go ahead and just let me place some red and blue and just steer clear of the white because it's not showing up because of the background. I am starting to see a little red and blue glitter instead of it looking just purple. Let me see if I can place some of these. And again, the white's not showing up. I just have a little bit of this, that, and the other. I just want it to be patriotic looking. Let's see. Let me see if I can flip these over. Get a smaller blue star. And not, oh shoot. I did not mean to place that right there. I'm making a mess, y'all. Let me just start grabbing some of these things and put them in. Let me put some of this. These kind of remind me of like fireworks going off. Let's see if I can get that to drop. And I don't know, I may, after I haven't decided. Shoot. I may try to, once I pour a little bit of clear, wait and put a name on it after that cures enough, and then dome this one. I don't know yet. Let me see if I can grab some more of these and carefully drop them in there. Well, that's going to stay where it's at because I'm marking this all up, and I need to move it. I need to move it. I don't want it right up there. Let me see if I can find some. Let me see if that's white. I want red and blue. The white's not showing up. Let me see if I can get a red star in here. It's going to stay like that. And that's not too bad. Let me see if I can find another red star to put by the other blue. And maybe some blue over here. Let me get a few more out of the package. I want to see if I can find some smaller stars. Put another one of these here. And there's really no rhyme or reason to how I'm placing these. I just want it to be red, white, and blue. And maybe some red right there. Do one of these. That's just going to stay where it's at. This is pretty sticky stuff, and I don't want to mark it all up. It looks like I need something here and something here. Let me put, oh, there's already one of those over there. Let me put a red one over here by all the other red and something here. That white, I think I'm going to cover that up because the white is just, I don't know. Maybe I do put some white on there because there needs to be white even though there's white in the background. I kind of want some white. Maybe not a whole bunch because it won't show up very well. And one more white star. Place it all the way over here. Still need something in this spot. And I feel like I want it to be a star. Then not that one. Here's a blue one. Working with this confetti isn't as easy as I had anticipated. Oh, don't want that in there. All right, well the white's not showing up real well, but I still kind of want white in there, so that's what we're gonna do. Put just a little bit of white. All right, that's that. I'm gonna let that set for a little bit. Now I want to try to carefully place this material in this other one, and I need to try to very carefully put it in there. Oh no, y'all. It looks like some of the white's going to show through. And I am gently going over it because I'm trying to get rid of any bubbles that might want to pop up underneath. But I'm being very gentle. And as you can see, a little bit of the white's coming through because I didn't get this cut quite correctly. Even though I used a blank to cut it, cutting the material was a lot more difficult for me than paper. I meant to mention also, I mean, I'm using cotton material here. Now's the time of year. I mean, you could go buy like napkins, like it doesn't have to be 4th of July napkins. It can be regardless of the holiday. There's all kinds of pretty napkins out there, and you can do this with napkins as well. You just want to make sure your napkins are either thick or doubled. All right. This still to me seems like it's lacking something, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. So let me go ahead and get some resin mixed up. And I may or may not put yet another layer of stars and stuff on here. I don't know. I'm going to wait. Let me pour the resin, get it mixed and poured, and then I'll decide. I may just save that for a name. All right, well, let me get some resin mixed up, and I'll be right back. See you shortly. When I was cleaning up the confetti, I found these little bitty dots that I didn't even know were in there. So I went ahead and put a few of them in here. I don't know if they were buried or if I wasn't paying attention, but anyway, that's where these dots came from. I have mixed up 80 milliliters of resin, and I think I am going to use just a tad bit of the crystal diamond glitter because, you know, I'm just thinking about all the fireworks displays that go on around the 4th of July. I don't want a whole bunch, just a little bit, just to add a little bit of sparkle. And I know a little bit goes a long way. So right now I am just adding probably not even half, or maybe about half of this little bitty spoon. And I'm going to give it a stir. Pretty sure that'll be enough, but you never know. Let me give it a little stir and see if I think it's enough. I don't want too much, just a little, but I want it to show up. Yeah, I think, I don't know if you can see it on there or not. It's just a little tiny bit. And I think that's what I'm going to do, just a little tiny bit. So let me see if I can get some poured in each of these and let them start spreading. And I'm going to see if I can dome. I've changed my name, my mind about putting a name on here. So I'm hoping I mixed enough for it to dome. Should be enough. But yeah, that's just adding a little bit of sparkle. Whoa, whoa. Let me add a little bit more to this and see where I'm at, because I don't want it to overflow either. And it's really hard to tell. Let me use this and see if I can figure out where I'm at here. It's close to the top, but not quite there. Now let me get these bubbles out that I just put in. And it'd probably be a good time to go around the rim anyway. And yeah, each one, this one for sure will hold a little bit more. Now we'll see about this one here. This one looks like it may hold just a tad bit more as well. I'm trying to carefully go around so as not to scratch that stuff that's on the bottom of it. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to put my hand in your way. I'm sorry. Put my hand in your way and get the rest of this out. It should be, I better stop there. I don't want to go overboard. Should be enough, because they're both really close to the top. And I'm going to bring you down here to give you a little peek. See, it's hard to see where it's at, but there's just a little bit of sparkle, which is all I want, is just a little. Oh, I'm pushing my luck here. Let me bring you down and make you dizzy with the camera probably, but look at that little bit of, just a little bit of sparkle. Okay, let me give it a little spray with some alcohol. And I'm curious on this one. I mean, I see a little bit of the blue and red glitter, but very little. I wonder if it all sank to the bottom. I mean, if so, that won't look too bad. I mean, it still adds some texture to the top. But curious to see what the bottom of this one looks like. Anyway, now it's just time to wait for it to cure. And I will meet you back here for the unmolding. See you shortly. It is time for the unmolding. Now on this one, I see a bubble there. I did a really bad job on cutting this one out because I have that line of white. Napkins are definitely easier to work with than material, but overall it does look patriotic. Let me go ahead and get that out of the mold. Minus the white. It looks very patriotic. And you can make these, like, there's a whole coaster set to include a holder that comes with this. And I will put a link to some of the products I use in the description box below. But you could put like names on those and use them as placemats at the table. Overall, I really like this one, minus my cutting as far as the material's concerned. But I like the way the glitter just adds a little more pizzazz to it. And this one, I'm kind of curious about the bottom. Now, the colors are somewhat muted. Still red, white, and blue. You can barely see the white stars, but I just felt like I needed to put red, white, and blue in there. So I'm going to check the bottom of this one. Oh, the bottom is cool. Yeah, a lot of it did sink. A lot of the glitters sank to the bottom, but there's still some up here. And again, enough sparkle to add just a little bit of pizzazz. Anyhow, that's the way they turned out. And this one would have been perfect had I had cut this material a little bit better. I do want to thank you for joining me. And for everybody out there in the United States like myself, I want to wish you a happy 4th of July. Thank you again for watching. And if you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Do like and share as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Thanks.